Hi viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this session I have a poem Mending Wall written by Robert Frost, and here is a picture where the stone wall at Frost Farm in Derry, New Hampshire, which he describes in the Mending Wall, this poem. Let us see what he is going to tell us about his poem Mending. Yeah. So Robert Frost in the Mending Wall, the first line, something there is that doesn't love a wall. So almost in all the poems of Robert Frost we find a sense of delight, a part of nature coming here. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. In fact, narrator being the poet himself, he comes out with that doesn't love a wall. He is not happy with the mending wall, that part. That sends the frozen ground swell under it. Okay, see the snow and the upcoming sun, so it will melt. So the frozen ground and the boulders, whatever the stones being put as a mending wall, separating both the properties. Now, and spills the upper boulders in the sun. So sun naturally it will melt the snow and forcing the stones. See, spills the upper boulders, so the upper boulders will fall, and naturally it will dismantle the proper proportionate of that compound or the mending wall, and makes gaps. Even two can pass abreast easily. Makes gaps here. So what it means? The sun, element of nature, and something there is that doesn't love a wall. So these are the points which Robert Frost is trying to tell that in the mending wall, the first part of the poem. We find that. So he, as a narrator, he is not happy with the mending wall. That okay, why wall is required? What we are separating between the two properties, is it required? Because nature itself, the sun and then a frozen ground swell under it, so there is some sort of something there is that doesn't love a wall. So these are the points which he starts introducing into the poem, and as a reader, as a student of literature, we need to concentrate on that. So the narrator, the poet, starts with a feeling that he somehow is not happy with mending wall. He is not happy with a barrier, a compound. Moving further, Robert Frost continuing with that same thought, the feeling that something that doesn't love a wall. The work of hunters is another thing. So in case if there are hunters, people trespassing the property, we require definitely the mending wall. What about this? The work of hunters, they will come secretly. I have come after them and made repair. Say I have come after them. See, once again the narrator, the poet has come here to do the repair work. Where they have left not one stone. They means here the hunters. So what the hunters will do? They will come secretly. They want to hunt, kill the rabbits and that part. They will trespass the property. Where they have left not one stone, we wear our fingers rough with handling them. We means here the narrator as well as the companion who is next to the property of the poet. So both of them, the neighbor. So we means here the poet as well as the neighbor. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Handling them, the keeping the stones properly, arranging them, and properly making them back into the mending wall, that construction. Because now it is the work of the hunters who frequently come, then they will dismantle the stones. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. Now, see, this is very interesting. Now, the poet Robert Frost comes out with a kind of outdoor game. So, it's a never-ending game. Always, every year he has to come and do the repair work. One on a side. So, what is that one on a side? This side, the poet, narrator. The other side, the neighbor. Okay. It comes to a little more. There where it is, we do not need the wall. So, now, the same feeling, the first line of the poem, something that doesn't love a wall. Same thought continuing here. It comes to a little more of that. What is that? There where it is, we do not need the wall. So we, once again, the poet considering himself as well as the neighbor, together we do not need the wall. So he is having a feeling that this mending wall is something, a barrier which separates himself, his property as well as the neighbor property. Do we require a barrier? Do we require a wall between them? This is an interesting thought, introspection which is happening in the mind of the poet. Continuing further, Robert Frost tries to take us into further discussion, but at spring mending time he is trying to do. So what Robert Frost tries to insist here is, only during springtime, that is mending time, Robert Frost is expected to come to his neighbor, but at spring mending time we find them there. We means here once again including the neighbor, Robert Frost, the poet. I let my neighbor know. Very interesting now. So the poet himself takes an initiative to express his feelings. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line. So okay, I let my neighbor know beyond the hill. That means what? Beyond the hill, nobody else is there other than his neighbor. So what the poet is trying to tell here, I let my neighbor know. So the narrator tries to convince with the neighbor that Beyond the hill, nobody is there other than the neighbor. So what is the necessity for a mending wall? Is the barrier is expected because only there the two persons living there across the hill. And on a day we meet to walk the line. On a day, particular day, spring mending time, on a day, every year this process repeats. We meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. Set the wall. Set means what? Repairing, mending. You know, the hunters and the sunlight and all that, okay? Getting the stones displaced. And every year it is the same repetition. Set the wall between us, set, correcting the wall between us. So once again the narrator plus the neighbor, us once again, we keep the wall between us as we go. So these two sentences, Robert Frost being the master of jumbling of these words and images, very interesting. We have to read once again. And set the wall between us once again, set. So I and the poet, narrator plus the neighbor set the wall between us. Set means we on our way, we are correcting, mending once again. Once again it is a repetition every spring. We keep the wall between us as we go. This is a very interesting line, okay? This is something, you know, a little beyond this image. What is that? We keep the wall. We keep. So as per the tradition, as per the situation, we keep the wall between us as we go. Go can be after death also, after departure also. That may be the intention Robert Frost is highlighting. Keep the wall. Wall is the barrier here. To each, the boulders that have fallen to each. So what happens? Every year same boulders will fall. Hunters, the rabbit movement or the hunting dogs, and some are lows and some are so nearly balls. So what about the stones? The size, structure, see that some are lows, very easy you can keep it, whereas some are so nearly balls, it becomes very difficult for them to balance, arrange. Some stones are lows and some stones are nearly balls, and we have to use some spell to make them balance, some spell, magical spell. See what the poet is trying to tell here, Robert Frost. Some of the stones which they used for mending the wall or as a barrier between the neighbor and his property, they have to use some spell. It is not that easy to balance it. So they really need a magical spell to make them balance. So balance also, you know, in Robert Frost poems, every word matters. I think here the wall or the barrier between relationships, balancing, okay? So the act of mending becomes balancing our relationships. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. It is almost like the poet as well as the neighbors talking to the stones. And this is in inverted comma and it's very interesting. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. So what it means, even the mending wall, even the stones arrangement, stay where you are. That means it's only temporary. It cannot be permanent. So the barrier and mending and even the stones, lows as well as the ball-like stones. So these are all the interesting, that balancing part. So in our everyday life also, relationships also balancing that part. Next, we wear our fingers rough with handling them. So we, both the narrator, the poet as well as the neighbor, wear our fingers rough with handling them, balancing them whole day throughout their barrier or throughout their compound wall. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. So finally the poet is trying to, on a lighter tone, making this process an outdoor game, because see, one on a side each. Who are the competitors or players? Only the other side is the neighbor and this side is the poet narrator. Only two persons are there. What is now they are doing? The mending wall. It is every year process, same. It comes to a little more than that. What is that? There, where. So as it is the first line, something that doesn't love a wall. So it is a repetition. What is that? It comes to a little more. So once again, this is the introspection. The poet is analyzing his mind. There, where it is, we do not need the wall. So we once again see this something that doesn't love a wall. We do not need the wall. It has been, you know, repeating many a time in the poem. The poet Robert Frost, now and then, he tries to assert that fact that wall or barrier is not required in our modern day living, and we need to move away from all that. And he tries to convince as and when he gets a chance with the neighbor, but still the neighbor insists on the only one fact, like his father, what he is continuing, good fences makes good neighbors. That's what is this all about. And the poet moving further, he is all pine. So his neighbor is having pine trees. See that, he is all pine and an apple orchard. So the poet is having apple trees, whereas his neighbor is having pine trees. My apple trees. This is a very interesting logic. Okay, the synchronization of the thoughts of Robert Frost seems to be very interesting in Mending Wall. See, he is now into the exact thought why he require a wall. Do we require a wall? Do we require a barrier? See that my apple trees will never get across. See, very symbolically he is trying to tell logically why we require a wall. See, my apple trees will never get across, move further and eat the cones under his spines. Neighbor, I tell him, this is very interesting now. Finally, the poet has made up his mind to tell his feelings to the neighbor. Till now, something that doesn't love a wall, and he is having that thought, and he wants to express it to the neighbor. What is that? I tell him. Okay. So the narrator, the poet, directly addressing, confronting. He only says, whenever the poet comes out with that thought, I tell him. What is that? Do we require a wall? Do we require a mending wall? See, he only says. He means here the neighbor. He comes out with one thought, very interesting thought. Neighbor tells. He only says. Always he will tell. Good fences make good neighbors. Okay. It is one of the very interesting statement. It is a traditional part here. So the poet, belonging to a modern thinking, trying to convince the neighbor, do we require a wall? Do we require a mending wall? Is it necessary? Then immediately the neighbor will tell. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Good fences. The fences which are very proper. Right. Next. Spring is the mischief in me and I. See, spring, every springtime, every year, the poet finds it important work to come and do the repair work, mending. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. I wonder. So as earlier I tell him, do we require a wall? Moving further, still the poet is lingering on that thought. Thought of what? By his feelings, by his thoughts, whether he is able to make a complete convincing situation with the neighbor. What is that? I wonder, starts to analyze. I wonder, the poet, if I could put a notion in his head, notion, a new thought, new idea, modern thinking about the wall, mending. Okay, what is that new thought? Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? Very interesting. Why do they make good neighbors? See, the earlier thought is that good fences making good neighbors. So same thought, the poet tries to tell that here. Do we require really, fences? What is that? Why do they make good neighbors? They, the traditional concept. Isn't it where there are cows? Do we have any cows here which may trespass, move from one property to the other? But here there are no cows. So the poet comes to one interesting thought. Here there are no cows. So in my property as well as my neighbor's property, there are no cows, no animals. Then do we require a mending wall? Do we require any type of compound wall, barrier separating each of us? So this is what the poet directly confronts, talks to the neighbor. But still the neighbor insists. He only says good fences to be contemplating and giving us all these thoughts, original thoughts. What is that? Before I build a wall, I would ask to know. Remember, the poet is asking to know. With whom he is asking? And it is also possible he may be introspecting, or he wants to clarification. He wants to know the clarification from his neighbor. What I was walling in or walling out. Very symbolically, the poet is trying to tell the barrier. Okay, even in society, in our real life also, in a practical situation, considering that, what I was walling in or walling out, whom I want to put them out of my barrier, mending wall, where exactly, this is the situation, and to whom I was like to give offense. So whom I am blaming here, whether my neighbor or the tradition or the situation which has been followed from many years. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. Very beautifully, once again, this is second time, first line and second time it is repetition. It is almost in the middle of the poem now. What is that? Something there is that doesn't. The poet continuing further his thoughts, same thoughts. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. This is the second time it is coming. Even in the first line of the poem, same thought has come. Now the poet is repeating this. Now the poet seems to be in his mind has come to some sort of a conclusion. So he can't convince his neighbor. He can't make him understand the situation, why mending wall is required, why repair is required, and all that barrier. Now he has to make a compromise. Okay, that is the situation. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. Maybe a part of nature, a part of himself, but still he has to move further, move on. That wants it down. See, something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. Maybe the poet repeating make the reader, the student of literature, we have to understand that Robert Frost's intention is he don't want these walls. He don't like these barriers at all. He wants to move further. Okay, some sort of modern concept. I could say elves to him. Elves, the mythological creatures, the fairies part. Okay, but how he can tell him? But it's not elves exactly, and I would rather he said it for himself. So that thought, he wants to tell elves to him, that fairies part, but he don't want to tell. Robert Frost, all these thoughts, he hides it in his own mind. He wants to know what exactly his neighbor likes to tell. But it's not elves exactly, and would rather he said it for himself. So he said it for himself. He leaves, Robert Frost or the narrator leaves that part to himself, and he wants to know what exactly his neighbor is going to tell him. I see him there bringing a stone. This is a very interesting thought now. when that thought of what is that something there is that doesn't love a wall, when he wants to express it, suddenly Robert Frost looks at his neighbor. I see him there bringing a stone grasped firmly. So the moment he looks at his neighbor, the narrator, Robert Frost, comes to know that I don't think I can convince my neighbor at all, because he's very much into that work of repairing, mending. See, I see him bringing a stone grasped firmly, he is holding on to the thought of his father. Good fences make good neighbors. So he's grasping the stones firmly by the top in each hand, like an old Stone Age savage armed. Old Stone Age savage. So the poet makes his mind very clear to the reader that he can't convince his neighbor at all, because his neighbor seems to be very much interested in doing that mending part, bringing the stone, arranging the stone, and mending wall. Like his father saying good fences make good neighbors seems to be more important for him than listening to Robert Frost or the narrator what thoughts he is going to tell. So that means he cannot convince him at all. Robert Frost realizes this. Now the poet, looking at his neighbor bringing the stones, it is almost like a old savage beast, coming here, and he seems to be more interested in repairing work, mending. Okay, last part of the story. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me. Darkness, very interesting. So the neighbor seems to be moving in darkness. So darkness also can be a sense of innocence. Okay, being ignorant of, who never likes to change anything. Okay, this is a part as a student of literature we need to analyze. Not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying. So once again, repetition of this makes us understand that Robert Frost realized his neighbor. He will not go behind his father's saying. He likes having the thought of it so well. He says again. Okay. So what the neighbor? He will not go behind his father saying, and he likes having that thought of it so well. So thought of it so well, he realized, the neighbor convinced himself that his father, whatever he is telling, a part of tradition, what is that? Good fences makes good neighbors. So he finally repeats, see, something that doesn't love a wall is the first line, and the poem ends with, that is first line, this is the thought of the narrator, the poet, and our poem ends with the neighbor's thought. What is that? Good fences makes good neighbors. So the neighbor never likes to deviate, never likes to come out away from the original thought of what is that? Good fences makes good neighbors, and the traditional part. So mending. So every spring poet has to come, and every spring there will be a repair part, and every time the poet likes to convince the neighbor, and every time the neighbor comes out with the same statement, good fences makes good neighbors. Yeah. Here we have the poet Robert Frost, who has given us his thought in the Mending Wall. See, the Mending Wall is a very interesting poem where the poet has given us a very interesting thought of what is that? Something that doesn't love a wall, and that is the thought of the narrator. And as a contrast, we have the parallel neighbor who is telling that he wants to repeat, good fences makes good neighbors. So something that doesn't love a wall of the poet against good fences make good neighbors. That means in this poem, the poet is trying to portray one of the very important thought. What is that? In our everyday life also, living also, the barrier part is there, the wall is there, okay, between relationships, between in the society, among the individuals, people at large, we find always the barriers. The poet in the poem tries to convince his neighbor, okay, only he and his the neighbor is there, and there is a big hill is there separating them, there are no cows. Why they require the barrier, the wall. In spite of all that convincing, the neighbor never likes to change. So the poet from this poem tries to drive home a very strong point, is that our life is full of these barriers, okay, no matter what. Traditionally the modern concept of the compromise part, the modern concept of thinking out of the box, nothing will fall in place, because there are people like neighbors who never like to come out as being separated from the traditional point of view of having a barrier, having a wall in between. Okay, here between the two properties, it can be between individuals, between states, between nations also. Okay, we require a wall, and it is also interesting that the poet, though he is telling something that doesn't love a wall, he is of the opinion to change that. Finally, he also seems to be falling in place. He also seems to be compromise, making a compromise, understanding that no matter what, we cannot change that traditional attitude. And somewhere, he also feels that maybe fence, barrier is a part and parcel of our everyday living. We need to move on with all the traditional aspects and all. Okay, that's the point. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.